watching Friday Night Football on KATC. Thanks for staying up with us tonight. We finally get to our game of the week. It's Iota and Patterson.
Absolutely. Iota football won just 3 games last year, but this season the Bulldogs won its final 3 en route to an 8-2 record and their first postseason berth in a decade. Their opponent, no stranger to the playoffs. They have played in Week 11 in at least 14 of the last 15 years. Iota's first playoff game again in a decade. And what do you do when you haven't been in the playoffs for 10 years? You start the game with an onside kick, of course. It didn't work. Patterson ball and the Lumberjacks strike first. Dejan Richard to Allen Langston for the touchdown. Then Iota's Caleb Guillory scores to tie it. He'd add 3 more before the night was over. Second quarter now, Patterson's Randy Paul Jr. is picked off, and that is going to set up Guillory again, taking it in, going down the sideline, and showing off that burst. 14-7 Iota, and then just before halftime, Trey Rambin is going to connect with his big tight end in the back of the end zone. Very nice catch there. 28-7 Bulldogs at halftime. Third quarter, Patterson's Dejan Richard taking it himself for the score with the nice track stride there, trying to stay in this one, but later Randy Paul Jr. back at quarterback, but he would fumble, and that would eventually set up Guillory, who pushes the ball in for the score. Iota wins its first playoff game in 10 years, 42-28. And for more, Mike Carter caught up with Coach Andrus after the game.
Well, history was going to be made either way Friday night as Iota entered its first playoff game in a decade. Meanwhile, on the other side of the field, Patterson trying to reverse the script of the last 2 seasons as it went one and done in the postseason. Leading the way for Iota tonight, the quarterback-running back combination of Trey Rambin and Caleb Guillory. Rambin able to get it done in the air and on the ground. He'd have 2 touchdowns. As for Guillory, the senior, he went off. 345 yards and 4 touchdowns. The duo combines for 6 touchdowns, and they lead Iota out of their playoff drought and on to the second round.
I mean, it's nice to see. I mean, we had a bigger senior class when they were freshmen, and they stuck with it. These guys stuck it out through the tough times, through the 0-10, the 1-9, and the 2-8, and they trusted this coaching staff. And this coaching staff did a great job to keep them motivated going. And for this to come from a 2-8 to 8-2, now 9-2 season, these guys deserve everything they're getting right now.
So one streak ended here tonight. The Iota Bulldogs able to reverse course on a 10-year playoff drought to head to the second round. For Patterson, another streak continues. 3 straight seasons of being eliminated in the first round. At Iota High School tonight, Mike Carter, KATC Sports.
Well, thanks, Mike. Cecilia hosting the Ritter. Fun fact about Cecilia, one of just 3 teams in 4A to go 5-0 or better against their division. One of just 3 teams to do that. Incredible.
Very nice.
Landon Lone hitting Seth Stout here on this play-action pass to take it deep inside Dragons territory, though a missed field goal stalled out the drive. Now, Bulldogs were just getting started, though, as Adonis Singleton takes the handoff and shows some speed and power. Look at that stiff arm.
Looking like Adrian Peterson with that 28.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Absolutely.
The kid there seemed to like it, although I don't know if you can tell. He didn't seem to smile. Malone eventually calls his own number, taking the read in for the score, 7-0 Cecilia. They would roll over to Ritter 41-8 final tonight. Crowley and Albany head coach Blaine Westmoreland there for Albany, 13-12 at half in the third. Marquise Garrett deep to pass to Ralphus Joseph. Conversion would be good. It'd be 29-12. Gents on top. Albany trying to drive here. Jackson Fazio. He's going to get a first down pass here to Tyler Bates. That would set up a first and goal situation. Albany would punch it in here. Brad Lewis, short TD run, 29-19 Gents. But the backbreaker here, Keith Wilson, an incredible run. The dude is strong. We've seen him plenty of times. Albany is going to fall to Crowley tonight, 36-26.
And some other scores tonight, Berwick getting the win over Eunice, 34-14. North Vermilion falling to Richwood, 20-17. Bro Bridge also falling on the road in North Louisiana, 56-28. Now this week, our senior spotlight featured Northwest wideout August Petrie. If you missed Mike Carter's feature, check it out online at KATC.com. Petrie's Raiders hosted Avoyelles tonight in the 14-19 matchup. Petrie would be a factor for the Raiders. Early pickup in the second quarter. Montes Sam finds August Petrie in the end zone. He is a touchdown machine. He puts the Raiders up 14-6. Mustangs looking to respond. It's going to be a handoff to Donnell Carter. He looks to be stuffed, but he keeps churning and eventually it's slippery like butter to break away for that touchdown. Avoyelles ties it up at 14. Now Raiders on the move. Sam is going to be deep to pass after talking with his head coach, and it's going to be Petrie again. This kid has one of the top vertical leaps in the state, but he's also pretty fast as well. 20-14 Northwest, and it's going to be the Raiders taking it 40-28. Now let's head out to Jennings. The Bulldogs taking on Bogalusa. Late second quarter, Cole Myers with the long gain on the QB run. He is going to tuck that ball away. Definitely want to have ball security as you go down the sideline. And that would eventually set up Myers to Cameron Richard with the full extension for the touchdown to make it 27-6 Jennings. Now, Jennings would go on to win this one 33-12 in this one.
Well, back to 4A, Easton hosting Carencro. This Lance Lejean, quick slant here to Johannes Tyler, who catches it on the run. With a full head of steam, Baird's defense finally tracking him down, but the next play, Larry Barbanino will get there. Here comes Larry. He's going to take the handoff and score to get through the pile, eventually crossing over for the Lejean here, showing off the wheels rolling to the right, back across the field. Huge gain across midfield. Then he's going to look to do more. He's going to scramble. Carencro defense, though, staying disciplined. They played pretty well. They played tough tonight. They will not come up with the win. Carencro falling to Warren Easton 48-0.
Elton hosting Sicily Island tonight. The Indians dominate from the start. Here we see a handoff to Darnell James, who manages to make his way into the end zone for an Indian touchdown. Then Sicily Island responds with a touchdown of their own. But Indians, Derek Finley is going to scoop up the return, and then he is going to take it all the way for the fancy touchdown. You don't typically see that one, but here he is dashing through the middle, and he's going to shake off a couple of defenders before finding his way to glory. 44-6. Elton takes this first round victory. Now, if you missed any scores, make sure to check out the ticker on the bottom of your screen. Brought to you by Popeyes.
Yeah, but it's Top Squad time, brought to you each and every week by Cotter Communications.